If you're thinking about moving to Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, or Winchester, there are a few things that will probably surprise you. Some are good surprises, some might catch you completely off guard. After living in the Temecula Valley since 2009, these are 7 things nobody told me before I moved here. Welcome back to Love to Live in the Temecula Valley. I'm your host, Katherine Materiali. Before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss weekly updates on life here in the Temecula Valley. All right, let's jump in. The heat is different. People know Southern California is warm. What they don't always realize is that inland Southern California is a very different experience than coastal Southern California. During the summer, triple-digit temperatures aren't unusual. The good news is that homes here are built for it, and air conditioning is standard. What surprises a lot of people, though, is that while the days can be hot, the evenings are often beautiful, unlike some desert communities where it can still be in the 90s long after the sun goes down. Temperatures here typically cool off into the 60s or 70s in the evenings. So yes, summer afternoons can be hot, but many residents would tell you those summer evenings are one of the best parts of living in the Temecula Valley. This might be the biggest surprise on the list. I've helped a lot of people relocate to the Temecula Valley from Orange County, Los Angeles, San Diego, and out of state. And I can't think of a single family that hasn't commented on how friendly people are here. It's one of the first things they notice. You'll be walking through the grocery store and someone smiles at you. You'll pass someone on the sidewalk and they say hello. People strike up conversations while you're waiting in the line for coffee. And if you're moving from an area where people tend to keep to themselves, it can actually catch you off guard at first. Of course, not everyone is going to become your best friend overnight, but there is a genuine sense of friendliness here that stands out. People move here for the homes, the schools, and the lifestyle, but many end up loving the community just as much. This sounds contradictory, but it's true. One of the biggest misconceptions about the Temecula Valley is that people think we're either right next to everything or incredibly far from everything. The reality is somewhere in the middle. For example, I am a huge Disney fan. And when I say huge Disney fan, I mean I'm a rope drop person. I live in West Murrieta, and when we're heading to Disneyland first thing in the morning, it takes us about an hour and 15 minutes to get there. For me, that's completely doable. In fact, I've had several families relocate here from out of state who were just as excited about being close to Disney as they were about buying a house. The Cabral family moved here from Seattle, and they could not wait to get settled and buy their Disney passes. The same thing applies to a lot of destinations around Southern California. The beach is usually about an hour away. Palm Springs is about an hour away. The mountains are about an hour away. San Diego is accessible for commuters, especially from South Temecula. So you're close enough to enjoy a lot of incredible places, but you're probably not making spontaneous 10-minute trips anywhere. Most activities still require a little planning and a little drive time. Parents are probably laughing right now because they already know. The schools here are one of the biggest reasons families choose the Temecula Valley. But school pickup and drop-off routines can absolutely become part of your daily life. Some schools move traffic really efficiently. Others require a little more patience. And because many of our schools are located right within a residential neighborhood, it's not uncommon for parents to park several streets away and then walk over to pick up their kids. If there's a special event, performance, open house, or school function happening, you may find yourself hunting for parking and getting in a few extra steps before you make it to campus. It's not a deal breaker. It's just one of those things nobody talks about when they're discussing a move to the area. But if you have school-age children, it's definitely part of the rhythm of life here. Nobody warned me about this one. Certain parts of the valley can get surprisingly windy. Not every day, not even every week, but when the wind decides to show up, you'll definitely know it. Patio furniture gets tested. Trash cans can take adventures down the street. And if you're buying a home with incredible views on a hillside, it's worth paying attention to how windy that neighborhood tends to be. When people move here, they sometimes picture a quiet community that's going to stay exactly the same forever. That's not the reality. The Temecula Valley continues to grow. New neighborhoods are being built, new shopping centers are opening, road improvements are happening, and while growth comes with challenges, it also means more restaurants, more services, more amenities, and more conveniences closer to home. When people hear Southern California, they automatically assume traffic is terrible everywhere. The reality is a little more nuanced. Local traffic is often very manageable. Where people tend to notice congestion is during school hours, commuter times, and around freeway access points. That's why understanding where you work, where your kids go to school, and how often you'll commute is so important when choosing the right neighborhood. Because two homes that are only a few miles apart can create very different daily routines. So, those are 7 things nobody told me before moving to the Temecula Valley. Some of them were surprises, some took a little adjustment, but looking back, none of them would have stopped me from moving here. In fact, many of them have become part of what makes this area feel like home. If you're considering a move to Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Winchester, or anywhere in the surrounding area, my team and I would love to help. And if you want weekly local events, things to do, and updates about life here in the Valley, be sure to subscribe to my free email newsletter. It's called Temecula Valley Happenings with Katherine. I would love to be your guide for all things Temecula Valley. We'll see you on the next video.